thing that is raising concerns from fans, and pretty much people is demanding answers from none other than WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert. Let me pull up this picture right here, guys, because this one right here is crazy, bro. I mean, just...
The WNBA must have thought no one would notice the footage of Caitlin Clark getting shoved to the floor by Ryan Howard. Seriously, did they think that would fly under the radar? Clark tried to get back up, and Howard straight up blocked her like she was auditioning for a security detail. Meanwhile, the ref just stood there, completely unbothered, like they were officiating a different sport altogether. And somehow, that wasn't called a foul. And let's be clear, that clip wasn't even the only questionable moment from that game.
Clark gets pushed around, thrown to the floor during games, and teammates are standing there just looking, not doing anything. Sophie Cunningham will do something. While other players get a microphone put in front of them, doing their media interviews, while they regurgitate the same nonsense, the same word salad that Stephanie White Lies says, Sophie Cunningham will say...
But here's the kicker. It didn't just happen once. Not even close. Caitlin Clark spent the game getting shoved, grabbed, bumped, and bodied like she was trying out for the NFL. Sure, the refs eventually tossed her a few whistles, maybe once they remembered the cameras were rolling. But for every foul they called, 3 more obvious hacks, holds, and hits were conveniently ignored. It's not an isolated incident anymore, it's a pattern. And the league, they are just letting it ride like it's business as usual.
This is the picture right here that has went viral. Yeah, this is the storybook of Caitlin Clark's season, bro. That's just all I can say. Look at this. Somebody said this shot from the Fever versus the Fever versus Dream game. Look at Caitlin's face as she passes the ball. She's literally on her knees. Somebody's hovering over her back. Somebody said it's 1 in 15 missed foul calls. This is ridiculous. And this right here shows you that the WNBA referees has a hidden agenda against Caitlin, bro. It's just simple as...
Opposing teams love making contact with Caitlin Clark. And let's not pretend it's accidental. They know exactly what they are doing. They've figured out the cheat code. The refs are too hesitant, maybe even too intimidated, to blow the whistle when it's Clark getting hit. But why? Is it because she's the face of the league? Are they afraid of being accused of favoritism? Or is it something uglier? Jealousy over the fact that she's bringing more attention to women's basketball than it's ever seen.
So, the big way they were able to neutralize Caitlin Clark, and I think it was almost an issue with Stephanie White as much as anything, is they were manhandling her. They were manhandling Caitlin Clark early in that game. Like, they had 2 hands on her. They were fully getting into the we are grabbing her and we don't really care. Like, that was their goal. Their goal was they were out there to maul Caitlin Clark. They had they had absolutely no intention of doing anything other than mauling.
It's ridiculous, plain and simple. Players are going out of their way to rough up Caitlin Clark, and the numbers back it up. She's been on the receiving end of 17% of all flagrant fouls in the WNBA. Let that sink in. 1 out of every 6 flagrants in the entire league has been committed against a single player. That's not just physical play, that's targeted aggression. And while all that's happening, she's still out there breaking records like it's routine. Imagine what she'd be doing if the league actually protected her.
It's a protective dancing, bro. Like, this is not real. Like this, well, it is real, but it shouldn't be real. Somebody said ref was just staring. And Kelsey Mitchell in the background was just standing there. Just staring. Wow, bro. Somebody said these refs not serious.
The Chicago Sky alone account for a staggering 80% of the flagrant fouls committed against Caitlin Clark. 4 out of 5 times she's been hit with a flagrant, it's been Chicago delivering the blow. But here's the part that really doesn't sit right. The refs didn't even call them flagrant in real time. They let it slide on the court, only upgrading the fouls after the game was over, when the damage was already done. That's not just poor officiating. It's a failure to protect one of the league's brightest stars.
They were not out there to play legit defense. They were there to maul Caitlin Clark as much as they possibly could. And realistically, it worked. It worked. Like, it wasn't even like a lot of the stuff was a couple of off-ball fouls, but there were quite a few situations where it was from behind. So you saw pictures like this. They literally had two hands on the back of Caitlin Clark's jersey. So if anytime Caitlin tried to move, it was two hands on her back. She couldn't move off the ball. She was being hacked off the ball, and the referees allow contact with guards off the ball, which they shouldn't.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. Now let's talk about what Caitlin Clark has been dealing with all season long, because it's been brutal. She's been getting hammered out there, game after game. And in her own words, they get away with things that probably other people don't get away with. She's not wrong. The physicality Clark faces goes far beyond what most stars ever have to endure. There's this twisted narrative that being the face of women's basketball means she should just absorb every hit, smile through it, and keep selling tickets. The league wants her to be the cash cow, but they are perfectly fine watching her take a beating night after night. It's a double standard so blatant, it insults everyone's intelligence. And the worst part, no one in power seems ready to do anything about it.
The Indiana Fever won by 17 points last night. 17. And this is how they played defense against Caitlin Clark all night. Jordan Canada, career game. Over 30 points. She had 6 made threes in the first half. She played defense like this on Caitlin Clark all night, despite the fact that Caitlin Clark played limited minutes. 12 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, and helping lead her team to a 17-point win. This is how they played defense on her all night.
Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White finally reached her breaking point, publicly calling out the officiating as egregious. The level of disrespect toward Caitlin Clark, and the team as a whole, has been unbelievable. White says she's watched her star player get repeatedly pummeled while the officials look on like they are watching an entirely different sport. Even veteran guard Sophie Cunningham has had enough. After getting ejected for standing up for Clark, she blasted the refs for what she called a season-long failure to protect the league's biggest draw. That's how bad it's gotten. Clark's own teammates are getting tossed just for defending her. And still, the whistles stay silent.
You gotta be kidding me!
What we doing here? I tell y'all all the time. Every time people play the Indiana Fever, they do too much. Bree Jones almost took out like 3 people that game. Matter of fact, let's watch it again. I bet y'all gonna say, oh, it was an accident. Because every time somebody do something to somebody on the Indiana Fever, y'all say it's an accident. I know.
That's the beautiful part. Caitlin Clark didn't let the constant fouling rattle her. Not even close. Instead of folding, she responded the best way possible, by leading the Indiana Fever to a dominant win over the Atlanta Dream. And not just a win, a statement. The Fever crushed Atlanta 99-82, with Clark running the show like a maestro conducting a symphony. Her shots weren't falling, just 1 of 7 from beyond the arc, but that didn't matter. She controlled the tempo, dropped 9 assists, and proved once again she's far more than just a shooter. After the game, Clark said it best. I know the shot is right there and it's going to fall, but I thought honestly this is probably one of the best games where I've just managed the entire pace. I thought I was just a really good floor general tonight, and I think that's something I can be more proud of than making shots. And she's right. That's exactly what this team needed. A leader who doesn't just score, but elevates everyone around her.
See how easy it is when you just let Caitlin play ball and others follow suit instead of trying to put a square peg in a round hole? This was a tale of 2 halves. A tale of 2 halves. A half where the Indiana Fever let Jordan Canada have wide open shots, and a half where they decided to play defense and shut Jordan Canada down and not let Ryan Howard get off.
The Fever's 59 second half points weren't just a spark, they were fireworks. It was their highest scoring half of the season and tied for the most they've put up in any half over the last 7 years. They dropped 99 total points, their second best offensive showing of the season. But this wasn't just a win. It was a statement. While some players were more focused on knocking Caitlin Clark to the floor, she was busy putting them in the rearview mirror, on the scoreboard. No foul, no cheap shot, no missed call could slow her down. And good thing, too, because let's be real, they're not going to stop. They'll keep targeting her, because that's what players do when they are outmatched. When they can't match your skill, they try to beat you up instead. But Caitlyn, she just keeps rising. While they throw elbows, she throws daggers from the logo. While they deliver hits, she delivers dimes. And every time they try to break her down, she builds herself back up, stronger, sharper, more unstoppable than before. She's taken body checks, eye pokes, and flagrant fouls. And she's still standing, still orchestrating the offense, still hitting logo threes, still proving that she's not just the face of the WNBA, she's its heart and soul.